What is modest clothing meaning? Essentially, if you want the quick version, cover the neck to knees and add some sleeves. But let's dive into modest clothing meaning a little bit deeper. The definitive guide to modest clothing meaning, exploring the beauty and diversity of modest fashion. And this is a blog over on modestskirts.com if you want to check out more of our stuff or shop our selection of modest clothes. Modesty is a value that is often celebrated across cultures and religions. For many people, modest clothing is a way to express their beliefs, values, and cultural heritage. However, the meaning of modest clothing can vary widely between different communities and even within the same community. In this definitive guide, we will explore the different meanings of modest clothing around the world. From the hijab to clothing around the world. Zniut, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Tzniut. Tell me in the comments. Dress. And from the abaya to the bubu, we will also discuss the diversity and beauty of modest fashion and how it can empower people to be confident and stylish while staying true to their beliefs. What is the true modest clothing meaning? The author of this blog is part of a conservative Christian group who values dressing modestly. In this conservative Christianity, we like to cover essentially neck to knees and add some sleeves. But let's explore other cultures that also value modest dressing. Modest clothing is often associated with religious or cultural traditions that prioritize humility, modesty, and respect for oneself and others. In Islam, for example, women are encouraged to dress modestly to avoid attracting unwanted attention and to show respect for their bodies and their faith. The hijab or headscarf is a symbol of modesty and piety for Muslim women, and it is worn in many different styles and colors around the world. I personally am not a fan. I think it's too restrictive, but some people who are less conservative than me might say that about the clothes that I wear. So you can see how different people in different groups have different opinions of what modest clothing means. For me, I would say cover neck to knees and add some sleeves. And when I say neck, that means like no cleavage showing. But whatever, let me continue reading. Similarly, in Judaism, the concept of zniut or modesty is central to the way that women dress. The zniut dress covers the arms, legs, and collarbone, and it is often worn with a head covering and opaque stockings. In some Orthodox Jewish communities, women wear wigs or scarves to cover their hair. And actually, when I used to live somewhere where there were conservative looking Jews, and they would wear like knee length skirts. So that was kind of cool to see them dressing kind of similar to me. Continuing reading, however, modest clothing is not just limited to religious or cultural contexts. In recent years, modest fashion has become a global trend that celebrates diversity, inclusivity, and creativity. Modest fashion designers and influencers are challenging traditional stereotypes of what modest clothing should look like. And they are creating new styles that are both modest and fashionable. From maxi dresses to knee-length skirts, from tunics to caftans, modest fashion offers a wide variety of options for people of all shapes, sizes, and styles. Modest clothing can be colorful, playful, and bold, and it can be a way to express one's personality and creativity. Moreover, modest fashion is not just for women. Men and children can also wear modest clothing that reflects their values and lifestyle. For example, in many Muslim-majority countries, long robes or thobes that cover their bodies and keep them cool in hot weather. Children's clothing can also be modest and stylish, with playful prints and comfortable designs that allow them to run, jump, and play. Modest clothing is truly for everyone, and it can be adapted to different contexts, occasions, and tastes. In conclusion, the meaning of modest clothing is multifaceted, diverse, and ever changing. While modest clothing is often associated with religious and cultural traditions that emphasize humility and piety, it is also a global trend that celebrates, I almost said celebrities, celebrates creativity, inclusivity, and self expression. Modest fashion designers and influencers are challenging traditional stereotypes of what modest clothing should look like, and they are creating new styles that inspire and empower people of all backgrounds. Modest clothing is not only about covering one's body, but also about celebrating one's identity and individuality. Whether you wear the hijab, the znut dress, or any other style of modest clothing, like neck to knees and add some sleeves, the most important thing is to feel confident and beautiful in your own skin. Now, as a challenge, tell me in the comments if you agree or not. I think Kim Kardashian should try on some modest skirts from modestskirts.com. I think that would be so cool to see her embrace the faith community like that. You know how the Kardashian family, the Kardashian Jenner family, they kind of get their fingers in everything, and that's how they have such a wide fan base. Well, I haven't seen them get into the modest clothing community, so I think it'd be really cool to see them influencing in that way, or at least give it a try. You might like it. Now that especially that there are designer options like modest skirts from modestskirts.com.